In this podcast episode, Cal Newport discusses the challenges of staying organized in a world filled with digital distractions. He emphasizes the importance of taking the first steps towards becoming more organized and provides a detailed plan for doing so. Newport begins by addressing the psychological obstacle that often prevents people from getting organized. He uses the analogy of a happy stick figure sitting at a computer, representing the way most people imagine their workload. In reality, however, the workload is more accurately depicted by a figure running from a giant cloud of overwhelming tasks and obligations. Newport argues that people often underestimate the true extent of their workload, leading to a lack of urgency in taking action to become more organized. To combat this misconception, Newport introduces the first step in the journey from chaos to calm, preparing to face the productivity dragon. He emphasizes the need to confront the reality of one's workload and sets the expectation that this process will take time. Newport advises setting aside a full day to begin the transition from disorganized to organized. The second step involves setting up a digital storage system to gather and make sense of all the incoming tasks and obligations. Newport recommends using a system with the capability to create and update lists, move items between lists, and efficiently append information. He provides 3 options for implementing this system, ranging from simple, using word processing or text files, to more complex, using task view database systems like Notion. Next, Newport outlines the 6 essential lists for the initial storage system: ready, back burner, waiting, to discuss, clarify, and scheduled. He explains the purpose of each list and how they can be used to organize and manage tasks and obligations. The third step involves the process of dumping everything from one's mind and inbox into the storage system. Newport advises going through every email and processing it by translating the tasks into items on the lists. He also provides advanced tips for using a working memory text file as an intermediary during this process and emphasizes the importance of maintaining the rule that every obligation gets one item in the system. In the fourth step, Newport discusses the initial configuring of the system. This step involves clarifying and optimizing the items in the system, removing redundancies, and making sense of the overwhelming amount of tasks and obligations. He provides advanced tips for using the clarify list, triaging the back burner, and identifying batching opportunities. Finally, Newport outlines the 5th and final step for maintaining the organized system. He recommends 2 daily practices: reviewing the system every morning to make a plan for the day, and reviewing it again at the end of the day to ensure that everything is up to date. Additionally, Newport suggests a weekly practice of returning to the configuring step at the beginning of each week to ensure that the system is fully up to speed. Newport also addresses the challenges of group work in college, acknowledging the difficulties that arise when working with peers who may not prioritize time management. He suggests being selective when forming study groups and finding individuals who are willing and able to work at a similar pace. Additionally, Newport shares insights on how to structure plans when faced with an open-ended situation, such as uncertainty about continuing with an online education program. He recommends creating 2 plans, one for continuing with the program and one for not continuing, and being prepared to switch to the appropriate plan based on the outcome.